Welcome to this episode of Brainwave Exchange. Surprise, we are on location in the same place.
Yep.
How's it going, Anthony?
It's really good. Excited to talk about what we did this past weekend.
Yeah. So we've mentioned it a couple of times here on the podcast. We participated in a triathlon yesterday.
Yep.
The Gut Check Triathlon out here at Cape Cod. So that was a lot of fun. They gave us a map 15 minutes before the thing started and said, have fun.
Yeah, there was 8 checkpoints.
Yep.
Get to them somehow.
Yep. And we definitely got lost a couple of times. Some splitting trailheads and got to figure out where we're going. And we picked wrong a couple of times, but finished in 2 hours and 16 minutes and no injuries. And
big smiles.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So definitely big thanks to the Gut Check Triathlon for having us, and do it again probably next year, right?
Yeah, hopefully we can add another person or two to the team.
Yeah, and hopefully it doesn't rain so we can actually ride bikes this time and have it be a triathlon instead of a biathlon.
Yeah, yep.
So, quick little, reflection. What was your favorite part?
I think my favorite part was they gave us a compass. They said, it's not just go forward. It's not mindless. It's the first time I've done a tri where we were, or duathlon where we were on trails. It was more technical. The running part stayed interesting the whole time. You know, you were always looking out for rocks or roots or fallen trees. There was a spot where we had to straight up jump over a tree. That was awesome. There were stairs. It was interesting.
Yep. What did you say, 91 or 92,
92 stairs, yep.
Yep. So, yeah, I think I agree. The variety of the running was what kept it interesting. I was definitely upset when they cut the bike section because I'm the best at biking out of the 3 events and the worst at running. So they said, you're just going to run more. My first thought was, well, this is going to be not as enjoyable, but definitely running through those trails and having to think on your feet was not all that bad.
What about the people? Did you enjoy any of the interactions we had with the people on the
trail?
trail?
Yeah, people were great.
Yeah.
Everybody was friendly. People were helpful when they thought we were on the right track or not on the right track. We helped some people.
Yep, and vice versa. Yep.
Yeah, so I thought that was really, really cool. Where it was definitely that let's help everybody finish rather than send them the wrong way so we can have a faster time.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. All right. So we're 8 episodes into this thing now?
Yep.
And we have kind of figured out a direction that we want to go with future episodes. I know we've been a little bit heavy on the PQ content through the first, we've got 4, I think, episodes where we talk about the PQ stuff.
That sounds right.
And I think the overall goal here for the Brainwave Exchange, by the name, is we want to exchange brainwaves.
Yeah.
And by exchanging brainwaves and ideas, we need to talk to some interesting people, get their stories told. And I think the way that I've been trying to verbalize the goal, the intent, is that there's a wealth of knowledge contained in the minds of everybody in the world that is really sort of an untapped resource. And so the more that we can tap into that resource and get that knowledge out to everybody, who knows who might benefit from that? Hopefully lots of people.
Right.
And so that's, I think, kind of the goal.
Right. Yeah. And then we also talked about, just in addition to people communicating their stories, they might need help.
Right.
And so this is going to be a place where if you are thinking about something and you're not sure how to get there, or you've been working on something for a while and you're not sure how to get unstuck, this will be a place where you can share that, and the community will help you out as best as we know how.
Right. Sort of strength in numbers, right? I at least feel that, not everyone has a unique perspective based off of the things that they've gone through in their life and their experiences. And while, somebody might not have exactly the problem that you're having or solutions that will fit one-to-one with your issues, it might inspire you. It might be just enough related that, hey, it's a good idea. I can try something similar to that. So the more of that sort of information we can get out to people, the more we might be able to help people.
Yeah, and I also have noticed for myself, I'll be listening to a podcast where the content isn't directly related to what I'm working on or need, but someone says one sentence and it changes everything. And I hope we can do that for some other people.
Absolutely. Yep. Helping people is sort of our goal in life, right? So with that in mind, we're going to be bringing on some new people that you haven't seen on this podcast yet. Some I think interesting people. I hope you all will think they're interesting as well. So that'll be coming over the next couple of weeks. Any comments about sort of what people can expect from the types of people we might be bringing on?
We are going to try and work with people up front who are naturally, they like to help other people to start. We keep talking about, we can technically talk to anybody, but I've heard from, some mentors of mine, in addition to the books that we're reading and listening to, that if you market to everybody, you reach nobody. Mm-hmm. And so we're just trying to tighten the scope a little bit. And it's not that we don't want to talk to everybody eventually, but if we want to start with a focus. And I think we've agreed that the focus we want to start with is coaches who are focused in like lifestyle coaching, health and wellness, that sort of area first. And then as patterns emerge, or people say, I really wish you would talk about X, then we can find others who have stuff to say about X.
Right. So it's going to be people who sort of spend their lives right now trying to help other people. We'll talk to them about how they made that decision to go into that career path. We'll figure out, what it was that inspired them to go and try and help people, how they currently help people. And I think that'll be really interesting to get those perspectives.
For sure.
So we hope you enjoy that. And if you are, or someone is a lifestyle coach who you think might want to come on the podcast, let us know in the comments, or you can email podcast@brainwaveexchange.com. And also, if you want to suggest a type of person that you think would be useful to come on the podcast, definitely send us an email, drop something in the comments, because we will eventually expand outside of this health and wellness coach sphere, because ultimately we do want to talk to a wide array of people, but you got to start somewhere. So that's where we're starting.
I'm wondering if we want to talk for a moment about people who, we can offer coaching right now to people who are interested in joining doing a race, right? Mm-hmm. Or participating in a triathlon or something like that. And maybe we can sort of give them a taste for how we approach the problem, what sort of things we have to deal with, what goes wrong, and maybe we can encourage someone who has always said, I'm not a runner, mm-hmm. to do their first 5K or even a mile fun run or something like that. Because the whole point of what we're trying to do here is you don't have to be a professional to teach somebody.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, we can certainly, I think that's a good call to action there. For me personally, I was not a runner. I was a short distance runner in track in high school. I did 100 meter, 200 meter sprints, and that was always beyond that, I don't want to run anymore. Yep. I just don't find it enjoyable. And then, a few years ago, somehow I was talked into doing a half marathon. Don't know who could have talked me into that, but thought, why not, right? We'll run. And started out just doing a mile, and then a couple of miles, and then 5 miles, and then, eventually you're running 13 miles.
Yep.
And, it's doable, right?
It's definitely doable. It's work, but it's doable.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are someone who is thinking about trying to get into some sort of athletic endeavor, whether it's a triathlon, even a 5K, just anything where you're concerned or don't know where to start, or you feel like you are stuck and don't know how to progress towards that goal, let us know. We can absolutely give you some tips, some advice, how we got there. We're certainly not professionals, but we were able to compete in triathlon. So definitely, drop something in the comments, podcasts at brainwaveexchange.com. Let us know, and we're happy to help.
Nice. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. And there's like a very big spectrum between being idle and doing something like whatever somebody's like peak accomplishment is. And usually what I think inspires people is they'll either look at something for themselves and they'll be like, I want that. Or they'll look at someone else and say, hey, that's really cool. I wish I could have that. And like finding where to start on that spectrum is, I think you'll learn that through talking to other people.
Right.
Because, for example, if you want to run a marathon and you don't if you won't walk a mile, we got to start way down here.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm not really sure where I want to go with this, but I think there's a lot of opportunity to help people do cool stuff, which is what I was trying to do or what I am trying to do with PQ, what you're trying to do with the podcast. And it just takes the leap of faith to start the conversation.
Yep.
And that's what we're trying to do here, is encourage people, just start the conversation, and maybe you'll change your mind and you don't want to do it because you'll learn for me to do a half Ironman, it took 5-hour training days.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. Okay, fine. So let's adjust the goal and say, no, let's start with a 5K where your training day might be 15 minutes.
Yep. You got to take that first step. You got to find out what works, what doesn't. Yeah. Okay. So stay tuned for all of the interesting content that we'll have coming up. Again, let us know in the comments what you like, what you don't like. We will try and get good people to come on to talk about things people are interested in. And we hope you enjoy what we got coming up.
Yep. Good talking to everybody. And we'll do it again soon.
Sounds good.